Midnight glow up calling 夢の行方夜の上下 And then moonlight drove lonely それはまた見えなくなった What a city day I had pretty face 全て嘘みたいだ And then last night leaves me sorry 目を凝らした手を伸ばした愛だ
Hello everyone and welcome back to the 3-Digit World Cup. We are finally here with our last match of the weekend, our final quarterfinals match this weekend. It is a losers bracket matchup between two unlikely contenders to find in the losers bracket this early on in a country-based tournament. The United States versus the United Kingdom, seed 4 versus seed 5 in the tournament in the losers bracket here in quarterfinals. After a weekend full of upsets in the round of 16, we find two of the top 8 competitors here facing off against each other in what would have likely been a winner's bracket matchup in many other tournaments. My name is Dio. I'm going to be here casting this matchup alongside Mr. Fiery Rage. Good afternoon, Fiery.
Good morning. They say it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit in where I live currently. It is not 16 degrees or 60 degrees Fahrenheit. That is a lie. Flat out lie. But hey, welcome anyone to the stream. And yeah, you pretty much said everything I was going to say about this matchup. You don't really expect to see big names like the United States and United Kingdom, especially in World Cup style tournaments, especially in OSU standard in general. You don't really expect to see these in the quarterfinals in losers bracket.
Definitely not. I think that these two teams are two of the teams who were expected to do a bit better than this out of the bracket stage. The United States team in particular, I think, had a lot of people thinking that, even without some of the namesake members of the USA squad here, that they would still do relatively well. They still have a lot of relatively strong tournament players in the squad, and I think that they were expected to do a lot of really good stuff here. At the same time, the UK has a lot of familiar faces as well, alongside some of the relatively new faces that you see, for example, from OWC this year. I think Kingling and Doomsday are the two biggest returning members for this team, but you have a lot of relatively new members for this squad who I think have a lot of expectations put on them. Gemzy, Mahmoud, Plasma, and Rinu. Namely, I think Gemzy, Mahmoud, and Plasma are the main members that people look to sort of see this as a proving grounds for themselves.
Well, we are going to be getting underway with bans. Both teams have rolled. UK banning out DT2 to start.
I think this is a matchup where you're going to look to the UK to ban out a lot of speed maps. The USA potentially the single best speed team in the tournament. Number 1 on DT1 out of qualifiers, number 3 on DT2 out of qualifiers, the single best combined DT score of any team in the qualifying round. So yeah, you're going to expect this team to be really, really good on speed. United States also with a really solid performance on Hard Rock and particular maps throughout the No-Mod and Hidden Pools. Meanwhile, the UK having an extremely good No-Mod performance out of qualifiers. Perhaps the single best No-Mod team out of qualifiers. Second on No-Mod 1, second on No-Mod 4, first on No-Mod 3, the only map in No-Mod where they had a lackluster qualifier score was No-Mod 2. So it goes along, of course, with the anti-tapping sort of archetype that they have there, being a relatively poor DT team and relatively poor No-Mod 2, No-Mod 5 team.
Well, the second ban from United Kingdom kind of expected after that D2-2 ban. No-Mod 5, No-Mod 6 banned from United States. I can also get behind that. UK has some pretty gimmick players. I'll just say that.
Yeah. I think at this point you can count Old Man Doomsday among some of the premier open rank gimmick players. This guy is just good at anything super wonky in tournament. High approach rate stuff like Double Time 4, for example, might not be up his alley, but you see stuff like the Free Mod 1, the Hidden 2, the Free Mod 3 in particular, Hidden 2 and No Mod 6 are right up his alley, and I kind of expect the Hidden 2 ban or excuse me, a hidden 3 ban out of the United States because of that.
It would definitely not surprise me to see them go for that. I feel like they'd have a strong roster on pretty much every other map left in the pool, so it's probably... I don't want to jinx it and then have them ban, like, Nomad 1 or something, but...
I mean, hey, with how good the UK has been at the myriad Nomad maps across all pools, I think those are definitely okay bans for the USA. UK is a very good aim team. They've got a lot of really solid aim players and a lot of really solid gimmick players. I think those are the 2 skill sets that you're looking for from this team. The weird thing with the UK, though, is that their overlap between aim and gimmick players really isn't there. For example, stuff like your Hard Rock 2 is really something that the UK is not super good at because those 2 types of players don't really overlap too well within the same team. So you've got kind of this weird spot in the Hard Rock pool where they don't really want to go for stuff like your Hard Rock 2, Hard Rock 3, but where they're very good at stuff like the Hard Rock 1, at the Nomad 1, at the DT 1. So you kind of got some weird stuff going on there. Maybe Hard Rock 3 in this pool is going to be okay for them with how purely patterning focused that map is, but we'll just have to see how it goes. The United States banning out Fremod 3 as their second ban, I think makes sense as well, given how weird that map is.
Yeah, that was probably their second best choice next to Hidden 3, so I feel like either one of those you could ban and it'd be a good ban. You're probably going to have to take the loss on one of the maps, just off of how good UK is on those weird gimmick maps. So UK probably going to be picking into Hidden 3 first. That would not surprise me at all. Nomad 2 for United... Actually, no, not Nomad 2 for United States. That would be a blunder. DT3 would probably be what I would open up with here if I was United States. Just based off the speed bans alone, you might as well open up with some of that little speed map.
I wouldn't even see Nomad 2 as a blunder so much as kind of a toss-up between these 2 teams. I do see why you would say it's a blunder, though, because like the qualifier score from the US is not that great on Nomad 2, frankly speaking. And I think that they have some better picks that they can open up with, but there's definitely room for some contests on that map.
It's actually going to be Fremod 1. All right. So ignoring speed entirely, not wanting to go for that quite yet. This is going to be the CS 2.7 Fremod pick, so I'd say the overmod pick in Fremod. You might see 3 Hard Rocks on this just because the circle size is so low on this. You might as well just go Hard Rock on it if you're comfortable with it. It's not like it's going to change much. You're pretty much just playing no mod.
We did also see, we saw a couple teams try to overmod this earlier and go, for example, triple hidden Hard Rock by Countryless West earlier on in this tournament. I don't think you can quite do that and still call it a fine overmod map. Given how difficult Hidden makes this map, the flow aim in this map is so tricky because this is basically a tech stream map, right? Like, this harkens back to your 2016, 2017, 2018, even 2019 to some extent type of tech maps where you just have a ton of really wonky top flow aim, things like spaced triangle streams, for example, in this map that just make it so tough to deal with on Hidden and on Hidden Hard Rock. So you're looking at a lot of really good Hard Rock players to go in on this, and that's why I think we see TJ and Woodchi in for the United States to take the Hard Rock, perhaps even Trail Mix on that HR, but frankly speaking, I think the No mod is still the easiest mod on this map. I think taking any mod is still more difficult than No mod on this map, as opposed to stuff like the Fremod 3, where, for example, some players might just find Hard Rock easier due to the perfect. We do see Doomsday coming for this for the United Kingdom alongside Gemzy and Plasma. Plasma sort of the unspoken hero for the United Kingdom out of qualifiers, their single best performer in quals, and somebody that I expect to see in on the widest amount of maps for the UK. Very likely taking a bunch of different mods on the UK's side, as they do have a wide variety of preferences towards their mods.
You're saying you weren't expecting Trail Mix to take a mod. I actually would not be surprised to see Trail Mix go Hidden Hard Rock on this. TJ... Okay, well, there's Trail Mix. He is going Hidden Hard Rock. There you go. I called it. No Hard Rocks on the side of UK. Gemzy and Plasma opting for Hidden instead. TJ on the Hard Rock. It'll be Woodchi and Doomsday on the no mod. So, no real over mods. Most you can say is Trail Mix on the Hidden Hard Rock, but he's more than... He has several Hidden Hard Rock #1s for a reason, let's put it that way.
Yeah. Usually a preference mod, that Hidden Hard Rock, rather than an intentional over mod. Except where you see 3 Hidden Hard Rocks on the same team. That tends to be an intentional over mod. We do see a drop on the Wiggle space stream there from Trail Mix on that Hidden Hard Rock. No other drops so far from any members on either squad. This first pick for the US a little interesting, given the prowess on some of the no-mod tech picks for the UK so far. But definitely something that can work out for them here. The second half of this map, notoriously difficult, given some of the spikes and difficulty in it. Plasma does find a break on the Hidden as well, so we do have an evening out of combos so far.
A slight combo advantage to the United States. That mod advantage is also going to help quite considerably if Trail Mix can hold on to this combo. The last third of the map approaches. Lead should be shifting over. Now it's going to shift over really fast because Doomsday's slider broke.
No mod player dropping, never really what you want to see for either side. Doomsday, unfortunately, not able to hold on to the combo on this pick. And with Plasma finding a second break on this map, that is now 1 full combo on Gemzy left to stand against 2 FCs from the US, plus the supporting combo from Trail Mix. Even with Woodchi dropping there on the no mod, I don't think it's going to end up mattering here, as the Hard Rock full combo from TJ is still intact, and the supporting score from Trail Mix on that Hidden Hard Rock still cresting that 750k mark by the end of the map. This is going to be a win by about 450k for the United States on this pick, and a relatively dominant first pick on Free Mod 1 for them.
Yeah, only really Trail Mix breaking on that Wiggle stream. Other than that, he has recovered very nicely, 98% from him on that 800k. Slider breaks across the board for the United Kingdom, unfortunately.
Yeah, Gemzy,
some unlucky occurrences there.
Yeah, Gemzy the only player to hold on to the combo through the various sliders in this map. Unfortunately, not enough with TJ matching the score coming out of there. The higher multiplier on Hard Rock in Score V2 doing wonders to keep the scores basically even between those 2 players.
Yeah, that's going to be United States taking their first pick, 1-0 now. UK have a few options they can go for. I was saying Hidden 3, but they might be saving that, you know, for later. If they want to be like, if they're down like 5 points, they're going to be like, we need to go for it now, you know? That sort of thing. They might just be saving it for that, so we'll see what they ought to go for, if they'd rather just get it out of the way or if they want to save it.
That, or another common thing, of course, is to save it as a last pick. Use that to try and close out the match or force a tiebreaker either way. Just saving it for, you know, a final guaranteed pick, essentially, when you do have these options in the early stage, especially against opponents like the US, where you have a really difficult opponent to try to work out a good match strategy against. You know, against a weaker opponent, for example, the United Kingdom might just pick into, well, it looks like they're going to go for it as a first pick, actually. Just guarantee themselves a point out of the board and go for something they think is strong here. Goodbye Sengen by Tenjin Kotone. One thing I will say that makes this pick a little interesting is this map was custom mapped for North America Tournament in 2021. This was the qualifiers Hidden 2 in North America Tournament 2021. And so the USA players on the squad have practiced with this map even before it was announced for this tournament. I know for a fact that I think every single player on this USA squad played North America Tournament 2021. So this is an interesting pick for the UK in particular against this team, because everybody playing it is going to have already played it for the US. That said, I still think the UK is going to be very good at this pick. Gemzy, Plasma, Doomsday into this roster is a force to be reckoned with on something like an awkward aim hidden AR8 map where, you know, the reading for some of these players is going to be trivial on the side of the UK.
Yeah, we will be seeing resident hidden player Mega MK in for the United States. Seems like that's going to be... Oh no, Will Cookie. I completely forgot about Will Cookie. Disaster. Will Cookie, I imagine, probably going to be replacing Woodchi.
I would hope so. I would hope so. I believe Chillier Pair is actually not here for this match, which is why we have not seen him in lobby at this point.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
oh, I think they're starting with this.
Yeah, I think they're starting with this lineup. If they don't have Will Cookie either, this is going to be a tough matchup for the US. You would really expect to see Will Cookie in for this map for the USA. If they're just running with this roster of 4 players for the United States, no Will Cookie, no Chillier Pair, that makes this whole match way, way different for both of these teams. The fact that this match takes place on Easter Sunday really not helping the case for the US, I think, in this matchup.
Literally misses from both teams in the early stages of the map here. Will be a slight advantage to the UK, but not really anything you could say too much yet. It's only not even a fourth of the way through the map. It's pretty much just dead even. Plasma missing is finally going to shift things over. United States now have a pretty sizable combo advantage going into the end of the first chorus here.
Ooh, a misread on the stack there from Mega MK, gonna bring the combo lead closer, at least, than it was. Still in the favor of the US by a small margin, as Doomsday finding another miss there for the UK alongside Mega MK, essentially. Still the full combo on both Gemzy and Trail Mix at the moment. Slight combo advantage for Woodchi over Plasma for the supporting scores.
Oh
Double reset for the US, though. Gemzy also dropping the FC, but that favors the UK. Despite dropping the full combo on the UK's side, that is now combo lead for Plasma, really, as that combo is now unopposed. Doomsday matching the combo from Mega MK.
Yeah, this is literally just all on Plasma at this point. The only combo in the match after that 3-way consecutive break on all combos that remained. So it will be UK getting a slight advantage here in the last fourth of the map, but score gap is so close, man. Anything can happen at this point. You could miss on literally anything and suddenly it's all different, but no combos on the side of the United States. Not going to really help things too much, and the UK don't seem to be missing anytime soon, so solid pick from the UK. Plasma recovering very nicely from the earlier slider break, I believe that was.
Very solid pick for the UK. I think inadvertently picking this when the USA was weakest, given it looks like from what we saw in chat a little bit earlier that Will Cookie is just now getting home and trying to set up his computer. So not actually having Will Cookie along for the ride on this map for the US, but likely to have him later on. It seems like this is probably the single best time they could have picked this map for the UK, as having Will Cookie over Woodchi definitely would have boosted the score quite a bit for the US, but right now, tied up 1-1 in this best of 11. And with that, we are going to see the next pick from the US. Given that Will Cookie is probably just warming up right now, you're kind of expecting the rest of the roster to be the main 4 players for the US at the moment. Mega MK, Woodchi, TJ, and Trail Mix, those 4 at the very least. And I think with that in mind, you probably end up seeing them pick toward Some stuff like the Hard Rock, maybe Hard Rock 1, a potential pick for this team. Mega MK in particular, a little bit better at stuff like the hidden, maybe going into something like the free mod 2. It is going to be the DT1 instead, and I think for that sort of match, you're definitely seeing in Wuchi TJ, and I would expect to see. Actually, I'm not sure if we see Mega MK or Trail Mix in for this map. I think both of them are okay on this type of map. One is a little bursty for a DT1, a little bit speedy here, 248 BPM with, or 246 BPM, excuse me, with quite a lot of 5-note and 7-note, 9-note bursts in this map. So a little bit of a speed requirement on this tempo 3 pick.
It's definitely manageable, though. Even if you're not the best speed player, these are very manageable bursts. You can start them early if you're not as comfortable with them, or just double tap them straight up. The main focus of this is mostly the aim components in regards to this map. We won't be seeing TJ, Mega MK, and Wuchi in for this, so Trailmix not going to be in for this. Kingling swapping in for the UK, and we're waiting to see what their third player is going to be. I imagine it'll be Mahmood. It seems to be the finalized rosters.
Seems like that's going to be it for us here. Gemsy, Kingling, Mahmood for the UK. I think that's a pretty good roster. I don't know how well Renew does on double time aim in particular, whereas I know Gemsy and Mahmood have the requisite speed to deal with this. Kingling, I know, as a leaderboard farmer, is going to be able to read 10.3 well enough and have, I know, some of the requisite speed to have an okay time on this map. It looks like that's going to be our 3-player rosters for either side. Not really any major spikes in this map. You kind of play this as expected for an insane diff on double time, where you're just looking at the TI times, really. The in-between sections of this map still having some smaller aim strain and some of the burst strain as well in this pick. But largely, the song picks up within the TIs, like what's about to happen right here. And this is where we see our misses, first with TJ on some of the burst, Mahmood following it up right afterwards for the UK. Great combos to both teams.
Kingling as well, dropping his combo, so 2 FCs to 1 in the early stages of the map after the first cores here. TJ kind of struggling with some of the, I believe, sliders, so probably a reading issue on his behalf, or just not comfortable with the map, who knows. But still going to be favoring the US slightly. By slightly, I mean quite literally very slightly, as I think if nothing else happens, the UK might actually have the combo advantage here. And it definitely now, with Wuchi slider breaking on the jumps there, that's going to shift the lead right on over to the UK. Mega MK dropping as well. Yep. This is not looking too good for the United States right now. Mahmood dropping, it does give the United States a bit of a leeway into the map again here, but almost 200k point difference. It's going to take a lot more than that. Gemsy is going to need a break very soon if they want to have any chance of taking this point back. Kingling does break, but probably too late at this point for it to matter. Just no combo on the side of the United States to actually capitalize off that, and that's going to be the first break point of the match. UK off the back of Gemsy's FC. Going to be taking DT1.
I feel like a part of me says that you may have liked to see Mr. Chillier pair in for that map on the United States, and that they may be missing a bit of him on this type of map. Still relatively close, though, honestly. between these two teams, about a 200K. You know, we can look at you look at the scores from the United States, all right around that 715K mark on average for their players, and you look at the scores for the UK, 1.1 mil from Gemsy, obviously the standout score, but with Mahmoud dropping the 500K on this map, I think could have been really close regardless. So relatively close pick anyway. It's just an unfortunate set of breaks from the US with the triple 700K that make it not work out for them. I think now the UK though poised to take some pretty solid break points at this point. You have the potential to pick into stuff like the Hard Rock one. You have a relatively good aim team on the side of the UK who can make use of that. Plus the Nomad one I think would probably be an even better pick right now, with a lot of the USA's current roster being pretty good Hard Rock players. It's going to be the Hidden one instead. I actually like that a lot. I think that with perhaps some knowledge about Will Cookie's current situation, plus how Hidden 3 went earlier for the UK, something like the Hidden 1 really takes away the ability for the US to be flexible in their roster, with TJ essentially not being able to play the Hidden mod straight up. You're really looking to Trail Mix to come in, and maybe Will Cookie if he's warmed up, but those 200 BPM streams near the end of the map are a worry if you are Will Cookie on 0 warm-up right now.
I don't think he's going to be coming in for this quite yet. We're seeing the same roster we saw for Hidden 3, Mega MK, of course, Trail Mix, and Woodsheet. Actually, same rosters from both teams on the Hidden mod here. So same rosters from Hidden 3 going to be carried over here.
Yeah, the difference for the UK, though, is I think this is their preferred roster on Hidden, whereas the US would definitely like to not have Woodchi in on Hidden, thank you very much. As good as Woodchi is, he is not a Hidden player. He is relatively outspoken about his dislike of the Hidden mod, so being forced to play Hidden just because he's not as bad at it as TJ is not ideal for the US, to say the least, right now. You do have Mega MK and Trail Mix really with more pressure on them now to perform on these types of maps. I think if there is a type of Hidden map where you're going to want to see the US perform, though, it is something like the Hidden 1, where it is slightly more generic than something like the Hidden 2 and the Hidden 3 picks, albeit this map obviously not your basic Sotarks 1-2 jumping, but still relatively doable in comparison to the kind of tricky stuff you see in Hidden 2 and Hidden 3.
Well, good luck, have fun's in chat and going out. We'll be getting into the 4th map shortly. Let's see how this plays out.
Slider break for Woodchi on the side of the US. Probably not going to impact too much. This map about 1500 max combo if memory serves. So likely to not deal too much of a blow to the US overall score cap. That extra slider break from Trail Mix, though, is going to start adding on to the score deficit the US faces at the moment. The combo is now pretty heavily favoring the United Kingdom, about 400 collective combo or 300 collective combo in favor of the UK now. So the score lead is going to start increasing in kind, already over 100,000 up for the UK.
About half the map remaining. Still 3 FCs on the side of the UK. They'd have to pretty much collapse in this chorus in order for the United States to have a way back into this. Doomsday does miss, but that's not enough. With Mega MK dropping as well, I don't even think it matters. Gemzy and Plasma still holding the FCs with a third of the map remaining. UK is just going to run away with this now.
Doomsday does find a couple of slider breaks there, but yeah, it's just looking a little bit doomed at the moment. Regardless of Doomsday not being able to keep up with the Plasma and Gemzy on the combos now. 3/4 of the way through with full combos left up for Plasma and Gemzy. And another break coming through for Trail Mix. Really, this is just completely out of control for the United States right now. And the UK looking to solidify a 3-1 lead over the US in this match. This is losers bracket, by the way. The United States may be eliminated here in 13th place.
Oh,
the
goodbye,
that is
everyone.
collapse for everybody on those streams. Wow, that's actually really something. We have not seen any team struggle that heavily with those streams near the end of the map. But both of these teams just get completely wiped by it. 830k for both high-performing members, Gemzy and Plasma, on the side of the UK. Really solid scores for both of them. Doomsday filling in the role of the third player on this map, able to keep it all together for the UK as, yeah, now 3-1 up over the US. This is looking really good for the United Kingdom with an early breakpoint.
Yeah, the US need they need UK to make a mispick here, and without Will Cookie, Hidden 2 is looking like a very likely pick for the UK to opt for at this rate. As for the United States, still got DT3, the speed map remaining there, but if they so wish, they can also opt into the hard rock pool. I don't imagine them really picking anything in the no mod pool.
I'm really looking for a free mod pick from the US right now. I mean, Trail Mix, Woodchi, TJ just screams free mod 2 for this roster right now. I think you can go for something like the DT4. Also, I think TJ and Woodchi would be very good at that to accompany Trail Mix as an overall roster. I don't think you pick maps where Mega MK is good, specifically because you don't have Chillier pair. I think the roster where Mega MK is good includes Trail Mix and Chillier a lot of the time, or Will Cookie, right? And so you don't have really either of those players at the moment. I think this pick has to be something that this current roster you see on the screen right now is good at, and I think that limits it to stuff like maybe Goddish or to Indoor King out of Checkmaker. No Mod 1 is also a fine map, but that is a toss-up if I have ever seen one into this UK roster, which had one of the two best scores on No Mod 1 out of qualifiers. I mean, number 2 on No Mod 1 out of qualifiers for the UK here. It's one of those maps, however, where you can just always randomly miss on nothing. It does not take the single best No Mod 1 player in the world to do well on No Mod 1, right? Every single one of these players in this lobby right now has the potential to FC this map in solo. It's a matter of nerves, it's a matter of inconsistency, and it's a matter of whether they can keep all of those together on this map all throughout this pick, rather than innate skill on what is essentially just a simple jump map, right? So looking at the consistency then for the rosters is a little bit of a different story. A different story. Excuse me. You got to feel at least that the United States is thinking this is comfortable for them. So let's see if it works out.
Yeah, well, missing Chillier pair probably not going to matter too much on a map like No Mod 1, where it's pretty much anyone can play it and come in and just do well on it. You're pretty much expecting 500Ks across the board from pretty much all these players, I'd say. It's going to be TJ, Woodchi, Trail Mix in for the United States, Mahmood, Gemzy, and Plasma in for the UK, and I think that's going to be the rosters. Seems like it is. So we'll be getting underway. Let's see how playing aim works. for the United States here. Not having the greatest of times on DT1, but that does have bursts. This one a lot more, actually I would just argue, exclusively focused on aim.
Really surprised to not see Rinu in this map on the side of the UK. Not sure if Rinu is just uncomfortable on this map or what exactly is going on there, but certainly one where you would kind of expect to see Rinu in on this type of map, just from what I know about Rinu as a player.
I believe he's not present.
Quite unlucky.
So,
yes,
yeah, both teams missing players.
Yes, he was part of the lineup on the UK, which got the number 2 score on Nomad 1. So yeah, definitely surprising to not have him in on this map. But if he is also not here, then that definitely makes things like Nomad 1 and Hard Rock 1 more attractive for the US. This roster in particular very good at both of those maps for the US, and part of what I thought would have made it a toss-up between these two teams, rather than, well, missing Rinu, probably more of a US favorite pick than this one. That's for sure.
Well, as we say that, TJ is going to be the first miss. Missing on the first jump section of the map. Not being traded yet by anyone on the UK side. We exit the first chorus. And just that one miss so far. That's pretty much the only reason the score gap exists currently. Accuracy advantage actually quite in favor of the United States off the 98% from both Gemzy and Plasma, but combo is king, and so far no one else is missing. No one even missing on those jumps right there. I guess these players really like aim.
I mean, these are two rosters which are really good at aim right here. You have a lot of really solid aim players on either team or either country right now. I mean, kind of to be expected, where speed and aim are the two mechanical skills that give the most peppy points. You have a lot of players who are good at both of those things.
No one missing on the
other
second
misses.
chorus.
Yeah, still no other misses through the second TI time here. We're over halfway through the map. Still only the reverse choke for TJ. About 470 combo into the map where she missed initially. Approaching 3/4 mark now, and still only 100,000 or so score in the lead for the UK. Again, just off the back of the accuracy advantage for the US. So this is going still relatively well for the US, despite the fact that it is 130,000 score lead now for the UK. Any drops from the UK whatsoever bring this instantly into the favor of the US with the accuracy lead.
How is Woodshi the only person to miss on that? What is the UK doing right now? This is messed up, actually.
The UK is performing really well. They are just keeping it completely together here. None of their players giving an inch. Even as you said with that slider break from Wuchi on the stream, looks like misaimed the ending of that stream into the slider at the last note, but nobody on the UK missing at all, despite some troubles with accuracy for Gemzy. This is just looking super solid overall. Mahmood finally drops a miss, but it's matched by TJ, and with still two full combos on Gemzy and Plasma, this is just looking to be a stomp on Nomad 1 for the UK, and this is why I was talking about this map earlier as a potentially good pick for the United Kingdom, because this roster has some of the best aim players in the tournament, had a fantastic performance on all Nomads in qualifiers, and really is just showing off on this map. Finally another drop for Gemzy, but Plasma looking to clutch out the full combo here, and the earlier drops for the US not going to matter at all. The drops from Gemzy and Mahmood. That is a win by 450,000 score for the United Kingdom and a 4-1 lead in the match.
Solid FCs from Plasma and Trail Mix as well with the 99.7%. But that's another break point now for the United Kingdom, now up 4-1. And they have the follow-up pick. And we've already sort of been discussing, you have Hidden 2 available. We don't know where Will Cookie is still. And not having Will Cookie is definitely impacting the hidden capabilities of the United States roster.
Yeah, I'm really looking for a Hidden 2 pick also from the UK. Even if they don't pick Hidden 2, just pick Hard Rock 1, man. Like, what did you just do to them on No Mod 1? You just completely crush their spirits if you pick Hard Rock 1 at this point and win on that map as well. Double Time 4 now, another pick for the UK. I think we were talking about this pick also as a potential one for the United States at one point. This is the alt map in Double Time, 150 BPM, AR 10.1. Not super familiar with the potential high approach rate DT gimmick stuff from the United Kingdom, but very clearly confident on it here. The current roster that you have in for the UK on this map, Kingling, Mahmood, and Plasma, certainly three players who I think can do very well on this type of map. Three of your either Hard Rock gimmick or No Mod gimmick players for either of these teams, leaderboard farmers as well, who are going to be well versed in a wide variety of different types of maps. Definitely something that you kind of need when going in on any Double Time for. TJ Witchy and Trail Mix staying in for this map for the United States. No Mega MK, no Will Cookie on this map, I think is probably a good idea. The high approach rate PT, not up the alley of either of those players in particular. And so despite the alt focus in this map, you do have kind of the same sort of roster in for the US now. Let's see if they can pull out a breakpoint in response, because I think that this map can be one where you do see a breakpoint. It's a very tricky map that's very easy to find random misses on nothing with it.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the more competitive maps that I think UK could have picked. They're probably aware of that. I mean, they still do have 2 picks after this. And Plasma, that's unlucky, I guess, but not going to matter that much. This map is 2 minutes, but I don't think 50 combo breaks are going to really matter, especially when they're traded by Trail Mix shortly after. Breaks just all over the place in the beginning there. We get into the first hard part of the map. Plasma once again getting, I believe, a slider break there. So combo advantage back in favor of the United States. Accuracy, I think, relatively in favor of the UK, but not going to matter too much with the combo advantage now. About half of the map remaining. A little bit of a slow section here for combos to be built up. Unless you misread the stacks, then that'd be kind of unfortunate, but no one's going to be doing that, thankfully. Let's see what happens during the last section of the map. Still anyone's game. Mahmood going to be dropping immediately prior to it.
And this is kind of what I was talking about for... Oh, the US actually... Kingling not dropping there. I think that was a Bancho miss. Woodgie also not dropping. That was a Bancho miss. It was just a trade of combos between Trail Mix and Plasma, which is still fine for the US. Woodgie and TJ still holding on to the full combos at this point. This map is just completely sealed up. And now that the Bancho misses are over with, this is kind of what I was talking about with this being a relatively good map for the US, in particular TJ and Woodgie just having zero troubles with the reading on this map. Double full combo for them and able to pull out a really sick team score, 2.8 million on that one for the United States, up about 430,000 score. Really the shift in momentum that the United States needs there to take that breakpoint right back against the UK and start up a comeback, because if you give that over to the UK, you are down 5-1, and you now have to try to win your own pick out of a map pool, which is at this point relatively limited in the types of maps that you can go toward. And with so many other maps having gone toward the UK already, a relatively small field of map types that even feel good to pick into, it starts to get much harder to build that comeback momentum back and truly convince yourself that you can win this match. So, very, very solid point for the US.
And after how that DT4 performance went, I feel like DT3 is definitely in the playing field of the United States. I feel like that is a pretty safe pick for them to go with. If they don't decide to go with it now, they might save it for the other 2 picks they have. Actually, I lied. They only have 1 other pick besides this, but it's going to be Hard Rock 3, so now we're going to be seeing the Hard Rock pool come into play here.
This is an interesting pick for both of these teams. These 3 players, again, for the US, I feel like are their best bet on these types of Hard Rock maps, and so you're going to see a lot of the same players go in for the US here. I know I kind of sound like a broken record with that, but it's really interesting to see the UK pick into this rather than something that might be a little bit more guaranteed or a little bit more uncomfortable, at least for the US, than something like this. You know, pick into the No Mod 3, pick into the No Mod 4 when they don't have one of their players who is relatively solid at that type of stuff in Chili Repair. Instead picking into the Hard Rock 3, which is a relatively consistent polygonal pattern aim focused map here.
Theo, I'd like to correct you on something. This was US's pick, not UK's.
All right. They did indeed take a break point there. Thank you, Mr. Fiery Sean Rage. I appreciate that.
Yeah, yes, no problem. Glad I could help.
Way more sense now. Cool. Good pick, USA. Thanks for that. Great stuff, guys.
Yeah, imagine UK after this is probably just going to follow up with more or less what you mentioned, No Mod 3, No Mod 4, even Hidden 2. Just follow up with one of those picks. I feel like United States, on paper, this is one of the maps that they're definitely very comfortable at and can get very good scores on. Remember, you also have players like Kingling, which, yep, he plays Hard Rock.
There's definitely some concern with players like Kingling, right, being very, very good at this map, but I think that with TJ being able to probably match the score out of Kingling on Hard Rock as an HR specialist, we can kind of just compare the rest of the rosters and say, okay, Woodchi and Trail Mix are probably better at CS 6.5 Hard Rock on average than Mahmood and Gemsy. And that's kind of what you see in general from the qualifier results, right? So I expect this to still go pretty well for the US overall, even with a player like Kingling on the side of the UK.
Well, we'll see how it goes. 1:40 on the length of this map. So one of the shorter maps has been picked so far. Considering that this is CS 6.5, I'm kind of expecting to see a lot of random misses. Kingling having one right there. And hasn't been... Okay, never mind. TJ going to be answering that miss with miss of her own now. Gemsy following up with a slider break. 2 FCs to 1 FC to 1. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Random breaks everywhere. That break is going to favor the United Kingdom. That's also going to favor the United Kingdom. Woodchi now, no FC for him. Mahmood, the only FC remaining on the board. Kingling with a pretty solid supporting combo halfway through the map.
And this is suddenly very favored toward the United Kingdom, despite what looked on paper like a really good pick for the USA. Mahmood just beast moding it right now, able to keep the score squarely on the side of the United Kingdom. 99.5% full combo for Mahmood at the moment. And that is going to be the deciding factor for this pick. You know, you pick a player on the UK roster to trounce the US on CS 6.5 Hard Rock, and I don't think most people's first guess would be Mahmood. But that is a statement score, 7/100s on the full combo for Mahmood. Almost best act in the lobby, TJ notwithstanding, but still top scoring on either team, and joined by Kingling with actually a better score than anybody on the side of the United States, for that matter. Now up 5-2 in the favor of the UK with the next pick. This is the vice grip on the US's throat right now for the UK. 5-2 with the next pick, ready to send the US home in 13th place in this year's 3-digit World Cup.
They're just going to immediately go for it. Hidden 2. I want to settle this right here and right now. Given how the rest of the hiddens have gone, this was pretty much an obvious pick.
And yeah, I mean, I hope that Will Cookie has had the time to get home. That's all I can say. I hope they had time to get Will Cookie home. Make sure that he is, make sure that he's ready to go. There he is in the lobby. Thankfully for the United States, ready to go into this map. I am hoping we see Woodchi sub out for Mega MK as well. Although it may be just kind of a matter of comfort on this map for those two players. We'll see how it goes there. Looking for some pop-off scores, really, from Will Cookie and Trail Mix on this map, frankly speaking. This is the place to have those kind of scores, if anywhere, for the United States. I am a little bit surprised the UK didn't pick this earlier, if only for the fact that it gives Will Cookie time to get home and get warmed up, but certainly still a good pick to save for last to try and close it out cleanly.
Same hidden roster from the UK. So we'll see what Will Cookie can bring to the table. Granted, without a lot of warm-up, but apparently the UK already has a 1 million FC. That's kind of crazy. Congratulations, Doomsday.
Yeah, Doomsday is just that good. The game just gives him the FC out of the gate. The SS plus spinner bonus for Doomsday right at the start of the map. It's actually one of the bonuses of being an Oto alumni. Fun fact, you just get plus +1 million score in all your tournament matches.
You heard it here first, folks. Become BN today. It seems like that wasn't a Bancho miss, so Will Cookie going to be slider breaking for the first break of the map here. Doomsday does follow it up. Nope.
Another break comes through for Doomsday, so that does give a little bit more leeway to the United States roster here. A bit more combo advantage on the side of Will Cookie, but Woodchi finding that chain miss on the hidden, not what you want to see for the US here, as now a full combo advantage given back over to the UK. Plasma does find that miss right before the break here. It is Trail Mix versus Gemsy on the full combos. Trail Mix with that 99.85% full combo, 1/100 on the FC at the moment, contributing the single highest score in the lobby right now. Gemsy not too far behind at 99% flat. Either of those players missing spells instant doom for either team. The United States needing this score to stay in the tournament right now in this losers bracket match. Would you finding another break, and Trail Mix dropping the FC might just spell the tournament life for the United States here as Gemsy continues to hold. Will Cookie doing his damnedest on the recovery, but I think that might just be it.
If Gemsy does miss at the very end here, it could get a bit dicey. Oh my god, that almost just happened. Well, it's not going to go the way of the United States, but oh my god, did it get close there at the very end due to that chain miss from Plasma and Gemsy dropping the FC. But that is going to, unfortunately, be the end of the United States' run in 3-digit World Cup. UK knocking them out of the tournament 6-2 in the quarterfinals.
What an unfortunate way for the United States to drop out as well. I feel like we had a similar matchup with Australia versus Countryless West in earlier parts of this tournament. The United States, seed number 4 out of qualifiers originally, I believe. Yeah, seed number 4 here versus seed number 5 in the United Kingdom. The UK able to win out versus the US in what honestly was a relatively one-sided matchup here, 6-2 for the UK. Despite a couple close maps, it always looked like it was pretty well in their favor from the start of this match. And we saw something similar happen with Countryless West versus Australia in the losers bracket, seed number 3 versus seed number 6 as well. The double quadrant upsets earlier on in the 3-digit World Cup bracket this year just made all of these quarterfinals matchups completely out of whack. And you see results like this with your 4th seed exiting the tournament in 13th alongside Australia. Just having the worst of times with this tournament, unfortunately. And one of the worst finishes in recent memory for any USA team in any country-based international tournament.
Yeah, this is just an unfortunate matchup to have happen in the losers bracket, really. Don't want to see either of these teams out this early, but fortunately, that's how early stage goes. And gonna be bidding farewell to the United States. That is it for the quarterfinals matches this weekend. Be getting into semis next weekend after the map pool showcase later, I believe, on Monday. So we're not having that entirely ready yet.
So we will see the map pool showcase later today or early tomorrow, either way. But I think for now that is going to do it for us. The UK, though, props to this team, who I think a lot of people would have discounted versus this USA roster on paper. Just having a solid run of this matchup overall and being able to win pretty convincingly against this roster. Unfortunately for them, the bracket is not favoring the United Kingdom in this tournament. Their next opponent in the losers bracket round 2 is Germany? They go from USA losers round 1 to Germany round 2. I mean, what kind of curse has been put upon the UK for this to be their bracket? I don't know what it is. But somebody knows a damn witch right now, because the UK is just not having a good run of this bracket right now. Unfortunately for the UK, that is going to be the bracket for them. There's going to be Germany next up in the losers bracket. So good luck to them in that matchup versus the 2nd seed in the tournament, upset by Indonesia in the tiebreaker in winners bracket earlier this weekend. Crazy bracket matchups this next weekend in the semifinals. France versus Hong Kong, Indonesia versus South Korea in the winners bracket. Of course, Germany versus UK, but also China versus Countryless West, Japan versus Poland, and Sweden versus Brazil all in the losers bracket. Don't want to miss those next weekend. I think that's going to do it for us for now. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next weekend in the semifinals.